Hello and welcome to Midnight Judges, our Cyberpunk Red game. I am Wes Otis and I'm here with some wonderful players. Let's start with Chrissy.
Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Chrissy. Chrissy and Kelly are on the internet. And are we introducing our characters right now?
You can,
Or
yes. Go
cool,
for
cool,
it.
cool. I am playing Lynx, the solo of the group.
Cool. Candace.
Hi, Candace the Magnificent, pronouns they, she. I am playing Sweet, who is a fixer, also they, she.
Janine.
Hello, I am Janine, she, her, and I will be playing Sudsy, they, them, the charismatic rocker boy.
And Michelle.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and she, her, and I will be playing Doc, also she, her.
All
The
right.
medtech. Sorry.
The MedTech. You're Doc, but you're really a solo. You're just Doctor of Death, going through killing everyone. So, yeah, exactly. Welcome to Night City. This is, like I said, our Cyberpunk Red actual play. I'm going to give a little bit of detail and background before we jump into the game. Basically, this is at the end of the Fourth Corporation War. Large corporations fought very hard to try to take control of large portions of the former U.S. It has now been broken up into smaller states, and basically they exploded a small nuclear bomb in Night City, causing all this horrible radiation to happen, and that turned the sky red. Over time, that has changed a little bit, but it's still red at night when dusk comes and in the dawn. So it lingers for a bit, and then midday, it seems to be much better. Now, the city itself is in a kind of rebuild mode where there are several areas being with tons of construction, especially in the executive areas where the rich elite live. But there are also massive suburbs of just squalor where people without much means have been kind of shoved into. A lot of gangs booster gangs are part of these regions. And it's pretty dystopian out there. You all are in a section called Haywood, which is probably one of the most crowded places, but it's also one of the more cheaper places to live. And that's also another issue, is the fact of getting money to flow in to be able to afford anything that's going on in the city. So a lot of times you'll take on jobs, and sometimes you'll be able to get a little extra money. But right now, I think each of you starting out with the characters is going to have, like, I think 500 euro credits a piece. And I think let's go around. I know Chrissy gave a little bit of an explanation of her character, but I think that let's go around and really, like, because fashion and how you look is also important in this game, and what kind of cyber, wear you have, what kind of character you have. Let's go and explain a little bit further than what we did. We can start with Michelle. Explain Doc a little bit more and how you came to end up in Haywood with the rest of your friends here.
Well, Doc is an actual doctor. She grew up in the corporate area, very isolated from what was actually happening outside. But once she fell in with some sort of friends with a conscience and who were part of a group of basically Corp kids who were trying to bring about some form of social justice. And she was, super involved with them and got caught. And it was a disgrace to her whole family. So all of them got kicked out of the corporate area. So she is now a med tech, just trying to earn enough money to survive. And and do as much good as she can, although she's not the friendliest sort. She's kind of a curmudgeon.
Okay, cool. What does Doc look like? Like,
Uh, Doc, although she like her hair is, all over the place, like no matter how much she tries to keep it contained, it's always messy, but it's a fashionable mess, if that makes sense. Okay. It's never like neat and prim, her hair. It's always just kind of wild. Um, she's very bohemian in the way she dresses. Lots of flowy stuff. She likes that. And she likes a lot of just colorful, like pastel rainbow kind of stuff.
awesome. Janine, tell us about your character and how you came to be here with your sister, who is being played by Candace.
We haven't really discussed how we got here necessarily together, but
Okay.
I well, so my character's name is Sudsy. They come from a background of a family that was kind of like on the edges of the corporations. In a neighborhood that was formerly like a company town, essentially. Um, and started to slowly but surely fall to ruin. And both of our parents were kind of part of a revolutionary sect of this working class that wanted better for everyone. And I'd say we both kind of took that upbringing in a very different way. Sudsy, kind of branched out into the more punk scene and the more radical ways of sticking it to the man and fighting power. But so yeah, they've kind of always been out on the streets and in that way kind of tried to blend in with like the grimier sort of crowd. They wear a lot of leathers and bright, colorful, faux, plasticky kind of things, just to, product of the system. And they're always short, cropped hair, very colorful, no matter what they do to it. And yeah.
Awesome. Candace, can you tell us more about Sweet?
Yeah. So Sweet is a fixer. They're the sibling of Sudsy. I think everything Janine said kind of fills out that part of my story. Where I deviated was instead of taking kind of the people's way, that's a little crunchier and more kind of in the streets, barefisted. I instead have resorted to using my intuition and my wiles and my methods of communication to try and infiltrate sensitive materials and get those into the hands of people who can use them. By day, I am a fixer for, I procure rare artifacts and, types of things that are very difficult to find in and around the city to wealthy and like executive level and corporate clients. But that helps me figure out who's who and what's out there ripe for the plucking by night with the crew. I also kind of double as a connect for local rocker boys or medias, always trying to make sure that my sibling has food in their mouth and isn't knocking on my door asking me for any kind of money. So really hoping to just keep those things separate. But that's not how that's going to work. Let's be real.
No, probably not. And Chrissy, tell us a little bit more about Lynx and the fashion and style and what makes them who they are.
Lynx looks like I'm styled right now, has blue and pink like Technicolor hair. Does her makeup pretty flashy and loud, wears loud colors, bright pinks, blues, purples. She tends to stray away from yellows and reds. That's not really her thing, but yeah. And she's she is an assassin for hire and has the personality fitting for that. She's sly, kind of bitchy, wittier than I am, so I can only hope to role play her appropriately. She has been she's not exactly like completely a loner, but she travels and does a lot of work alone. Um, and she got here by the friend or the help of a friend named Frost. Both of them kind of Frost is a nomad that had been in the same area that she was whenever her family got murdered, just a little murdered.
Just a little.
Just a little murdered, just a little
Skosh.
slaughtered.
Just a little. Yeah.
So, he or they helped her get into town and taught her how to do her job well.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, as I said, you all are in. So I'm clear, Sweet, you don't live with your sister and with the other two. I had made the assumption that all of you were kind of living together, but that doesn't need to be. If you want to be separate and doing your own thing and trying to keep that little bit of space, you can.
I think that I have like a 1 bedroom, like not even a 1 bedroom, like a loft that is very small, that I go back to, and then there's a back way downstairs to where everybody else lives.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's close, but it's not close enough to force me to have to like associate my work image and my personal image.
Right. And to be clear, you are definitely the posh one of the group at this point, because everybody else is living in this like kind of crowded area, and you're kind of living maybe off like a couple, like even maybe a block or two away from these large container apartments that the others are kind of all sleeping in and hanging out in, and it kind of
live in a punk house.
Yeah, it's definitely a punk house for sure.
Yeah.
So during the day, just so you all know, it's the police force has been eroded over time. There's not a huge police presence throughout the city, and they kind of, I feel like this is important so that you all know, they kind of focus on murder, and they don't really focus on theft a lot. So theft seems to be the thing that most people do to make ends meet on the streets at this point. But even though they do look into murder and assault and those sorts of things, they tend to be stretched out. They're really thin. Now, besides the police, there's also the corporation security forces that sometimes work in tandem with the police. They are kind of the new problem for the street. They will come, the corporations will come in if they want a certain area cleared out. They'll send in a bunch of solos to, basically move everybody out. But since the end of the Fourth Corporation War, there has been this switch of more and more people thinking that there needs to be some sort of more regulations and kind of reining in the corporations. And the people who are on the street level are at the forefront of that. Now, there's also what people call beavers. Beavers are people who go in and they work every day for the execs, and they come back. They're the office workers, temp workers, things like that. And they they're the closest thing to a middle class you're going to find, but it's not really a middle class. It's, hey, we're going to make you feel like you're doing slightly better than the people that you see when you drive into work every day. So there's also been kind of a call for possibly getting unions and things like that. And Rocker Boys have definitely been on the front line of that. So what, Janine?
It's
Sorry,
my fault.
our Zoom chat.
Oh, Zoom chat? I
Yeah,
see.
it's your fault, Michelle.
It is my fault. I take full blame.
I see. I'm not paying attention to Zoom chat. All right. I'm like, I didn't say anything weird. What the hell? Usually,
I
you
wasn't the one
actually
to make the
did.
dirty joke this time. I'm just putting that out there. It wasn't me this time.
All right.
All
right.
We're here.
Uh-huh.
Rocker
Uh-huh.
Boys, forefront, unionizing.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, come on, Michelle. Come on, grow up.
Oh, like you wouldn't have made the joke. You totally would have, you hypocrite.
You're true. You're right. You're absolutely right. Actually, I do have a joke later on about. Never mind.
Oh,
All
God.
right. So.
And yes, guys in chat, it was about the term beaver. Just letting you know.
That is in the book. Thank you very much. That's not mine. That was in the book. So there you go. Well, I'm glad that we've set the right tone for our grim and gritty game. So you all, it's nighttime. After all of the workers go home, I will never call them beavers again. After all the workers go home, and night settles in. That's when all the gangs come out. Now there are lots of different gangs, lots of different affiliations, and they fight each other for turf. A lot of the combat zones are very dangerous because if you're caught in the wrong area, you will get attacked. And so during the day, the execs control the city. At night, the gangs definitely control the city. You all are kind of starting a new thing. You, with the push for more justice in the streets, you kind of want to see the city change in better ways. And so you're kind of starting your own booster gang of sorts that you've called the Midnight Judges. And you go out and your idea is to help people and possibly stick it to the corporations if you can. This isn't a new idea, and it's not an easy thing to do, but hope is always something that is important to, keeping the humanity moving forward. You're at a small dive bar called Tully's. Tully is about 70, 72. He is part East Asian and part Latin. So he's got darker hair, like an olive complexion, and really dark brown eyes. And he's got radiation burns on the side of his face from one of the wars that has devastated this city. And you all are sitting at the bar. You're drinking what might pass for alcohol somewhere, but and he leans over to Sudsy and he says, "So, I need you to play a gig in a couple of weeks. Do you think you can do that?"
Whereabouts and what's the pay?
Pays $200, and it's 8:00 here. And I mean, I do have a request. You haven't written anything new in a while, so I would like, and I'm sure the customers would like, 2 or 3 new songs.
Or $200. You're joking, mate.
I want you to taste the beer in front of you, and then I want you to lower your expectation on what we're going to be able to do in this situation.
Same could be said for the songwriting.
I mean, if you want to write a bad song, but who knows who's going to be in the bar that night? It's all about getting your name out there, right? I tell you what.
It's going to be the same old piss regulars as before. So, unless you've got somebody coming that I should expect.
I mean, I might be able to get somebody to come down here, but I tell you what. I might be able to get, if you do a decent new song, I might be able to get you an extra 100 cred. I think that's worth it. I mean, you can try to go and get money out of, downtown, see how much they pay punkers to do their thing.
Yeah, I guess you're extorting me now. For entertainment for this place.
How much do you really want?
At least 500.
500? Again,
For me and the rest of the band.
taste the beer in front of you. If I had $500, do you think I'd be drinking this shit? Come on.
We'll make a deal for the 350. You get somebody here to see something good, and I'll put on something good.
All right, 350. Jesus. Well, are you gonna? All right, 350. Fine, but the song better be good. If it's shit, you get 200.
Oh, it's all the same screaming. Thanks, mate.
Right then, the door opens up, and a young girl comes running in. She's obviously been attacked. She's got like some redness on her face where she's been hit. And she runs up to her, and you know that like her street name is Sherry Pop. And she comes up, you all know her. She's one of the working girls from nearby. And she goes, these fuckers just like attacked me and Angelo out on the street, and they took all our shit, and I need help, and I can't go to the fucking police. I need help now. Can you all help me, please?
I'll always help a hot girl in need.
Thanks.
Right.
Not the time to flirt. Sherry.
No, it's not.
There's always enough time to flirt, Sudsy.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Are you okay?
I'm fine, but Angelo's still out there, and they're gonna need help. So I don't know what the hell. I haven't seen these guys before.
I'm just pulling my gun out and
Yeah, I'm grabbing my med kit.
So
down
say
in
that
my
right
shot.
I think I switch on my tech.
which tech in particular?
I have my cyber audio suite.
Nice. Okay. So when you go outside, there's most of the there's still a lot of cars and things around, but they're pieced together. There hasn't been a Detroit pumping out cars in a long time. So you have cars that are just kind of Frankensteined together. Oh, by the way, for chat, we have our envelope of fate, of course. So if we hit $50, there will either be a good thing or a bad thing that will happen. So if you can tip, definitely do that. We appreciate it. It helps us pay our wonderful actors. But you switch on and it's able to kind of cut through all the noise of the cars going back and forth. And you hear the sounds of, thank you, Bowman, I appreciate it, of basically someone getting attacked. And you go around and there's a Angelo who you've met before. They're usually dressed in like, they've got on short pants that are hot pink and then usually a vest with no shirt underneath. That's usually like this, it glows all these different colors. And there are, let me see one second. There are 4 dudes around them dressed all the same. They've got on red and black shirts and pants, and they're all dressed the exact same, which is kind of weird because most gangs don't wear the exact same thing. They might have like a patch or a color or whatever that they wear, but this doesn't seem right.
Are we outside seeing them?
Yeah, they're at the end of the alleyway. Now, before we get into combat, I want to just clarify a few things. Number one, bullets are terrible. It's easy to die in this game. If you can talk your way out of a fight, which this is not a fight you're going to talk your way out of, obviously, because they seem to be unhinged. But if you can talk your way out of a fight, that's a great way to go. Recovering from a fight takes a long time. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be behind cover, it means they can't see you and you can't see them. So like if you're hiding behind something, you won't get hit as long as that bullet can't go all the way through like a dumpster or something like that. So those are just some things to keep in mind as we're getting into this. Okay. And let's do our roll real quick. Let's put it on. Let's put it on Chrissy. Chrissy,
Oh no!
roll a 6-sided die.
Why would you do that to me?
Good luck.
Why would you do that to us?
What'd you get?
I got a 4.
Okay.
Which we never know what it means, but you know, you and your luck.
Good,
Yep.
please.
Jeez, Janine. With your luck.
Yep.
I was just saying what we were all
I
thinking.
mean, they're right. They're right.
Wow. Hey, here comes a bus.
What do we?
Don't joke like that. That's basically almost what happened last time in a way. I mean, not literally, but we might as well have been hit by a bus.
All right, this is actually a good thing.
Nice.
Everybody for the rest of this game gets an extra +1 6-sided die to their damage.
For everything, every damage.
Every
Blech.
damage you do, you add an extra 6-sided die onto it. You get to roll that extra die.
Thank you, Bowman.
Yes,
Thank you.
so, you know, I mean,
Oh,
bad luck aside.
My God.
She did. Yeah, you can do a ton, can't you? Are
Yeah,
you
I
saying,
can.
oh my God, at your damage?
Yeah.
So, all right. So these dudes in black and red are down there beating up this guy Angelo, and you all, they haven't really seen you all. Real quick, let's roll initiative. Initiative is your a D10 plus your reflex. And just let me know.
By
what
the
you get.
way, does anything cool happen if we hit 100? Oh,
If you hit 100, I
Yeah.
will make something cool happen. I will always make something cool. Now, whether you'll like it or not,
Don't like that.
it will be entertaining. I'm not saying it's going to
It'd be cool to everyone else, at least, one way or another.
All right,
so you
so
said D10 plus dexterity?
plus your reflex, yeah.
Reflex.
So
8.
8. So you got an 8.
Terrible.
It's like an 8 plus what?
Just an 8.
0.
Lynx, what'd you get?
Reflex is the REF, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, 12.
All right. Not shocking for our fighter. Sweet.
So it's my D10 roll plus my reflex number.
Correct.
16.
Wow.
Ooh, look at you.
You're very quick.
Damn.
I mean, right now.
You're
I'm
like a
quick.
blur.
Right now.
Doc, what'd you get?
Just wait until it's
I
really
got a
important.
12.
All right, cool. So, ba-ba-ba. All right. Let me get everybody else's stuff. That's the wrong fucking thing. All right. So, I guess on YouTube they demonetize if there's a lot of swearing or something within the first whatever. I'm like, wow, we'll never get monetized on Twitter or on the on YouTube. I just,
We do have salty mouths.
we do.
Wash your mouth out with soap, boys.
Right.
Not ashamed, won't apologize.
hmm
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, fuck that.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me see here. Bum.
So, what weapons are we all bringing into this fight?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I got extremely excited because I discovered the spiked baseball bat, which
That I just threw in there? Yeah.
Mankind is one of my very favorite wrestlers of all time because he had
Nice.
Barbie the baseball bat. So, of course, I will be using that.
Oh, I was more familiar with Lucille when it comes to spiked baseball bats.
Oh yeah. It's true.
All right, cool. Spike, yeah, I always think about that dude from
Oh,
Walking Dead.
Walking
was it?
Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Lucille.
Yeah.
Lucille.
Mhm.
That's the name. That's B.B.
Negan.
King's guitar.
That's the bat's name. Yeah.
Yeah, that's B.B. King's guitar name too, Lucille.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
God, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's daddy. Sorry.
Heck yeah, he is. What's up?
So, Sweet, you get to go first. What do you want to do in this situation?
What am I seeing here? Are they like roughing this person up?
They're punching.
How
them and
roughed?
yelling.
How roughed are they already?
They're pretty roughed, and from the look of Sherry Pop, she looked like she got punched a couple of times, but they're really going after this kid. So,
I think I'm just gonna shoot somebody. I'm so sorry.
welcome to Cyberpunk. That's what we do.
I think I'm just gonna aim at the person I have the best. I can train my best eye on here.
Yeah, that's exactly what you can do.
Yeah.
So, just roll. So you're going to be rolling you're going to be rolling a D10 against. Okay. 1 second. I want to make sure I'm doing this right from the beginning. Just so. All right. Oh, here we go. All right, so you're going to be doing your reflex plus your weapon skill plus a D10. Okay?
Okay.
So
reflex plus my weapon skill. Oh, weapon.
And
weapons tech?
What
maybe
or my ranged weapons skill.
Probably ranged.
Yeah.
And I go with my base for that.
Yes, your base for that.
Ooh. Really? Okay.
Well, it's
welcome to episode 1.
Exactly.
My goodness.
Okay. What do you have in that?
I've got a 12.
Awesome. So, when you rolled, you got a 12?
No, in just my base.
Okay. So you're because it says attacker's reflex plus relative weapon skill plus 1d10, and then they get their dex plus evasion skill plus 1d10. So what'd you get?
I got a 28.
Wow, that's nice.
So this is going to be crunchy, I see, with the math and the numbers.
It's going to be kind of crunchy.
Lots of adding.
So to give you a little
get out some scratch paper.
Exactly. This game, I think, originally came out in 84. So they have streamlined a lot of it, but it's still an older game with some crunchiness to it. I will do my best to streamline stuff, but it is what it is. All right, so let's see. What's their evade? 7. Okay, cool. 7.
Oh.
Okay, so what'd you get? 22?
28.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, you hit one of them good. Go ahead and roll damage.
I love that sound of satisfaction.
I don't know what my damage is. I have a heavy pistol and a very heavy pistol and a light melee weapon.
Okay.
So weapons are on page 90. Begin on
91.
Page 91.
91.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So
and you said a heavy pistol?
Yeah, I wasn't prepared.
4d6 for a heavy pistol.
For tonight,
okay.
Right.
No,
So
for
then
very heavy.
Oh, for very heavy is 4d6.
4d6.
Yeah, plus your bonus, so you get a bonus.
Plus my base?
Your 1d6.
Plus your bonus.
No, you get one other
1d6
D6
from Bowman.
From
So
Bowman.
then when you roll to hit, that's when you get that's when you add all your extra special stuff, but just damage is straight up.
Right, correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. There's no explosions or anything cool.
If you roll a 6, so a critical hit is if you roll more than 2 dice and you roll a 6, you can cause a serious wound, which can blow off an arm or something like that. So did you get a 6?
I did. I got 1 actual 6. Then I got 2 different 6s adding up the damage. So that's an 18.
All right. So, yeah, you hit this guy really hard in the back with your heavy pistol.
Yeah.
And let me see.
I immediately, after I hit him, I don't waste any time. There's no gloating. I just immediately turn back and then I communicate. I think I got one pretty good.
Nice shot, sis.
All right.
yes.
So roll 2d6 for me.
2d6.
More?
That's totaled a 6.
Awesome. Okay. So you hit him in the back of his arm and break his arm, and he lets out this horrible yell. He's also at a kind of a disadvantage. He has negatives now. And all of them stop doing what they're doing and kind of swivel around. as they realize that they are no longer alone in this particular alleyway. Now, one of them is a little bit faster than you, Doc, and he pulls out a gun, and it's probably from where you're standing, probably a heavy pistol, and he's going to shoot back towards Sweet. So let me do that real quick. So Sweet, your evade is skills. Let's see. So your evasion is a 12. See, that doesn't make sense. Why would you get 12 and then your plus your dex? That's just weird. Okay. We will play it like that, and then I will find out if it's another way. So
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you are. So you want to roll a d6 and you want to add it to 18. Or a d10, I'm sorry, and add it to 18. And then I'll tell you what I got.
So wait, how do you calculate this for my own future
Dex
reference?
plus for if you're getting shot at, it's Dex plus evasion plus the d10.
That is, you said 18?
Yes.
Okay.
So whatever
18.
you roll on your d10 plus 18.
That's a 27.
Okay, cool. All right, so I rolled that. Let's see here. 6, 12, 14. This is the most math I've done in a while.
Get your calculators ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got how many did you get? 20 what?
27.
Okay, so they miss. All right. So next up is Doc. What do you want to do, Doc?
Oh, what do I want to do? I'm definitely diving behind some sort of cover.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to inch my way towards injured people.
Okay, so you're going to try to get to why am I blanking on his name already?
Angelo. Well, aren't they still pummeling him?
No. As soon as someone's arm got broken by a gunshot, they turned around. He's just laying there. But they're right in front of him at this point. They haven't scurried away yet. So
yeah, I'm going to try and get to Angelo. And if they're still going to try and beat up on him, maybe pull a yoink, like grab him by the ankles and pull him off to the side.
Grab him by the ankles. All right. Well, while you're doing that, that's going to be a double move. And for fun, let's do a stealth check for you. So I don't know. Do you have stealth? It's going to
yes,
be.
Yes, I do. My
not
base,
a lot.
Yeah.
So roll a d10 and add 7 to it.
9.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely see you coming, and you're going to have to deal with them in close proximity to be able to get to him. But before that happens, it's Link's turn. Lynx, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna smirk. Hey boys, why don't you pick on someone your own size? And I'm going to fling my hands, and as I do, claws shoot out of my knuckles, very Wolverine-like. And I'm gonna give a swipe.
Okay, so you're gonna close the distance and attack, basically.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, cool. So go ahead and give me your roll. Let me see. So
I'm assuming they're considered, it says heavy melee weapon.
Yeah, on yours, if you look at, let's see, Links, let me look up. Yeah, they have a heavy melee weapon. They do 3d6 points of damage and then plus an extra 6 for the bonus from Bowman. So
I roll my melee weapons.
Right.
And what else? I'm sorry.
You roll your melee weapon and let me double check, because I know melee is slightly different from the other thing, from firing weapons. Boom, boom, boom.
Melee's dexterity, right?
Yeah, melee's probably dexterity. I just want to double check. Let me see.
And are we supposed to be adding the base plus a d10 or?
Yeah, I believe it's the base plus the d10.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so for melee, it's your dex plus relative melee attack plus d10. And then for defenders, it's just their evasion plus. So their evasion, you're looking at.
If I'm doing the math right, I got a 25.
Okay, so you definitely hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and do your damage.
Okay.
And if you roll a 6, let me know.
Okay.
The beaver's the next to Mo. No, Bowman, it's not. Maybe. Maybe possibly.
7 total. Wait, no, sorry. I can't count. 8, 10, 11 total.
Okay, now are you going after the same guy that Sweet shot, or are you going after a new one?
We'll go after the same guy. Well, whoever's closest to me. If that happens to be the same guy, Sweet
Okay.
Shot, then that is who I'll go for. I'm just
you-
gonna slash, not even think too much about it.
All right, cool. And I blanked. Sweet, how much damage did you do again? It was a lot. It was like
It was 27
you
points
did
of damage.
27 points of damage. Yeah,
Yeah.
never mind. That guy's just dead. You blew his arm off. Blood splattered everywhere, all over the place, and he fell down and just died. He's gone. All right. I didn't realize that you had done so much damage. Love it. All right. So you are now surrounded by 3 people. And actually, Lynx, do me a favor. Roll a d10 plus your cool for me.
Okay. 4 plus. Sorry, I have to keep going back and forth between the rolls in my character sheet. What is cool under social?
That's your
skills?
ability.
Yes.
It's an ability stat. It's
Oh.
an ability stat.
So
Oh,
it should be
7.
on the left side.
Yeah. So 11.
Okay, cool. So 2 of them take off and start to climb up the railing of one of the buildings that's nearby. One of them is going to actually try to strike you with their melee weapon because you're right on top of them.
Oh, where are your friends going? Don't they want to play?
Obviously not. They're scared shitless. All right. So that was a 24. So you're going to want to roll your dexterity plus your evasion skill plus your d10.
Ooh, nice. So 9 plus 7 plus, where's my evasion? My evasion was really a plus 13. So 29.
Oh, nice.
Bitch.
Yeah, you move out of the way. Sudsy, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I get down there in one move?
Yeah, you can get to the end of the alleyway in one move, yes. And you can then attack.
I have nothing to say to this person. I just go straight in with my bat.
Okay, cool. So, let's see.
No need for witty repartee. Time to die. So my skill base for melee is
To attack, you need to do dex plus your melee attack skill plus your 1d10.
my melee attack base. Okay.
Yes,
I'm like-
base. It is weird. To me, it feels like it should just be
I mean, it feels weird adding the
dex
skill.
in twice.
Yeah,
I think we're doing it wrong. I think it's just the way it says
just
here.
the base.
It says attack dex plus relative melee attack skill. I'm wondering if it's only supposed to be the base
Bless you.
plus 1d10
Thank you.
bed mass. That makes way more sense to me. Because
I-
otherwise we're adding up like 1 billion points.
Yeah, I
So-
concur.
I think we should just do that. Do your base plus a d10. So whatever your relative melee attack plus a d10. And that's going to make it a lot easier.
Okay.
And if we're wrong, fuck it. All right. Oh, I demonetized
So
myself.
23.
All right, 23. Well, my evasion is 7, and I rolled a 6. That is not a
luck.
23. So you
I
hit one
agree.
out of the park. How much damage are you going to do?
Batter up.
The
So there's a
first
6
swing.
on there, and not another 6. 6 on one die, 12, 13, and
Ooh,
then 18.
18. Okay. Well, that's definitely painful. Let's see what happens. Roll 2d6 for me to see what you do to this poor man.
So it's 6 and a 4, so 10.
10. Ooh, a spinal injury. Excellent. So, Yeah, his death save is increased by 1, which am not going to worry about because they're mooks. Yeah, you crush his spine. And how much total damage again did you do?
So I'm adding that last bit of damage to the 10?
Yeah,
Or
so
no?
it's 3d6 plus the bonus d6.
Okay, not 18.
Okay, so yeah, you break his back. He falls down. He's alive, but he's unconscious. He's not doing well. Probably has some internal bleeding.
Oh, gonna need a good med tech before you're able to walk again.
Really good.
If only we knew someone.
Yeah, someone who gave a shit. So let's take a look at Angelo.
Angela's like, oh, thank you so much. I don't know where they came from, and they just jumped us. And they've got like bad bruising along their cheeks and their jaw, and they look like their torso has been hit pretty hard. You do worry about possible internal bleeding. So why don't you give me a first aid roll to start off with?
Can I do paramedic rather than first aid?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a 15.
All right. So you're able, and just so you know, you're usually, most rolls you want to beat for stuff that's not fighting, you want to beat a 13. Usually if it's higher or lower, I will let you know, but the general roll is going to be 13. So you did well. You got a 15. And so you're able to stabilize them and figure out that they definitely have a couple of broken ribs. They don't seem to have like a punctured lung or anything from it, so that's good. They're going to have to, rest for several days, and you're probably going to have to check in on them to make sure that they're healing properly. But beyond that, they seem to be doing all right. What do you all want to do? You know that you probably want to get out of this alleyway.
I'd like to talk to the person that's still here and
Okay.
conscious.
Well, he's currently unconscious. You broke his back and sent him to dreamland. So if you want to wake him up, I'm sure that Doc has some kind of smelling salts or something that could wake him up quick.
I want to know who these fucks are. You mind waking him up?
Not at all. All the tech in the world and still use ammonia. And I crack open a smelling salt and put it under his nose.
I kind of give them a smack on the face same time.
Okay. He wakes up and can't move. He's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I bet that hurts, don't it? Well, maybe not. Probably can't feel it, huh?
Fuck off.
Couple of questions first. Who the fuck are you with?
What the fuck do you care?
Well, you're in my neighborhood, my neck of the woods, attacking my friends. So I figured I have a right to know who else I'm going to have to fucking break the legs of.
This isn't your neighborhood. You just got lucky. You sucker punched us or sucker shot us.
Can I step on his wound?
I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah. So I step
Why
on
would
his
you ask
wound.
that?
Just making sure.
Yeah,
just
no.
making sure.
No, don't do bodily harm to the mook. All right.
Yeah, I step on his wound like with the heel of my boot. Sweet tends to wear when they're like kind of out like on the town, they tend to wear like big kind of heavy platform wedges or like Doc Marten boots, like heavy soled boots.
Right.
And I just like lift my leg up and just let the heel like drop into his wound. I'm sorry, you're being very, very, very difficult to talk to. Could you please, simplify them? I don't want my sibling to get upset any more than they already are.
The only thing that anybody hears out of that entire wonderful sentence is they already are, because he is screaming at the top of his lungs and is trying really hard not to pass out. But I'm going to say that this gives a bonus to Sudsy's persuasion. I'm going to give you like a bonus die.
Mm-hmm.
Because what the fuck? So roll an extra 10-sided die. So roll 2 10s and then add your 13 to it.
Stay with me now.
So unless you roll a 1 and critically fail, you're going to do well.
Okay. So 11 plus 13, 24. That is easy math. And my brain was like,
What?
no.
No, there is no easy math. I love when I play with people who are like, all right, I'm going to roll this dice pool of 75 D6s. I got 78 total on the dice. Like, how the fuck do you do
Perfect. All ones. That's how.
That's how, exactly. You know, they just do the math instantly. It's like, go die. Okay. So, yeah, they're like, I'm with the Crimson, the Red Chrome League. We're just trying to make the streets cleaner.
I'm sorry. Did you forget about like the acid rain? This is how you're making the streets cleaner. Please explain to me what.
If we got all the trash off the streets, it would be a lot easier for everybody. Let me tell you.
Oh, perfect.
That's pretty hard to do considering you're walking on it.
Yeah, let me help you out with that. And then I take my bat and just smash it into their spine again.
Oh, well, that will definitely kill him. So
cleaner.
Shame.
You do a Babe Ruth on his spine, and he convulses for a second, and you realize at that point that you probably should get out of here. You've been in the alleyway, someone's screaming. It might be a good time to move. And, you know, you want to get Angelo out of here as well. Do you head back to Tully's, or do you go to one of your own places? Or you know that Sherry Pop is back at Tully's. By the way, I'm very happy with all my names. Anyway, what does everybody want to do? Thank you.
I'd say we drop them off with Cherry and get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to go.
All right. So you all go back to the bar. I'm going to say, Doc, do you look over Sherry as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give me another paramedic roll. Just kids next door.
22.
Like screaming. 22. Okay. So she definitely got the lighter side of this attack. Luckily, for her, she got out. And she goes, I really appreciate what all of you did, but these guys are popping up more and more, and we need protection out there. And we don't really have much in the way of cash, but is there anything that, you know, maybe we can get you a little coin to help, you know, or creds to help get these guys off our back.
You said there's more of these.
Yeah, they've been popping up. They drive around in these old beater cars and jump out and attack workers on the street.
Do you know if they're sponsored?
I don't, but I bet you could find out, knowing your connections.
Yeah, they were in awfully nice clothes
I'll ask around.
for somebody without backing.
So we might be able to get whatever coin that we would appreciate from you off of them instead. That seems more appropriate, actually.
If they have, you know, in my opinion, they probably have quite a bit on them if they're able to dress the way they do and if they're as organized as they are. So, yeah.
Oh,
Pilfer
I love
away.
beating them until they give up the loot.
We'll just say for now that you'll owe us a favor at some point. It doesn't feel right taking creds from you.
Nah.
I appreciate
Eyes
that.
and ears are sometimes more valuable anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we definitely have a lot of that. Thanks for helping Angelo out. It's they didn't really know what to do. We're not, you know, we're used to the streets, but not attacks that quickly by so many people. Usually we can take care of ourselves if it's 1 or 2, but 4, that's
They said
downright
they're trying
unfair.
to keep the streets clean. You know anything about that? What's up
Yeah.
with their bullshit?
Basically, from what they were yelling, I think that they might have an issue with anybody who is not like them. And
Easy to
so,
beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry. I
Why are you apologizing?
I think we can cancel our gym memberships.
That would be really funny if you actually had gym memberships in the time of the red. That'd be like awesome. You're going to 24-hour fitness. She goes, Sherry says, yeah, I think they're just going after anybody who, like I said, doesn't look like them. They don't say it outright, but they're definitely concerned about anybody who doesn't conform, which is a problem.
Ugh. You'd think white supremacy would die with the technological advances. We could all be fucking anything, and here we are.
And that's one thing that I was actually thinking about, that I think that they kind of had mentioned that in the book early on in Cyberpunk Red, but at this point, like if you wanted to change gender or whatever, it's super easy, because the technology is there and most people don't care, don't see it as an issue. And so for a group like this to be around, kind of at the street level, is disconcerting, definitely, because it is a step back for a lot of people. So you talk with them a little bit more. You kind of get the gist. They might be backed by someone. You're not sure. It's getting kind of late. Real quick, just because I want to check it out, I believe you have, let me see, Sudsy. Let's see, I want to see. All right, so you have composition on your skills. You have 11 in composition. So this doesn't happen right now, but I just want so I don't forget about it. I want you to roll how well you make this new song of yours. So roll your 10, and I'm going to say that you want to beat a 13. That's the difficulty value you're going for.
18.
Okay.
Or, sorry, 19.
Oh, wow. So you write a pretty kick-ass punk song. You mainly play drums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I'm multi-versed in all instruments.
Okay. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What was the name? Name your song? What's it called?
1 second.
Can you go for a classic like Die Pig Fuckers, something like that?
No, so I was gonna use the name of the group in it as like, this is now a diss song, just so
Okay.
you know.
So the Red Chrome League, something about them?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back to it if you want to think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could go for something elegant and classic, like "Fuck the Red Chrome League."
Yeah. Let's keep it simple.
That sounds good. All right.
Death of the Red Chromes, something like that. Yeah,
So,
that's it.
is there anything else tonight that you all want to do before you head back to your respective home?
No, I think I've got blood all over me thanks to Sudsy's eloquent massacre. So I'm gonna go take a shower.
Okay, cool.
Probably
So
one for the road.
Tully throws you a can of something. Whether or not it's actually alcohol, you'll find out as you're walking home.
No,
So-
I won't. I'm gonna shotgun it and hope that I get drunk.
All right, so I feel like that's a roll. Let's see. Let's do. This is important. Luck. You can spend luck points on rolls. So if you want to add a luck point to your roll, if you roll something low, you can then. But when you're out of luck for the particular game, for the game session, it doesn't reset till the next game. So for this, let's go with cool, because you're trying to be cool. You're trying to gun this thing. And you're going to have to beat I'm going to say 15 because there's something living in that can. Go for it.
15 on the nose.
Nice. Okay. So you gun it. Whatever that was in the can is now in your stomach, but you're okay. You're not going to let anybody know.
It's balut in a can.
Yeah.
Come
You're fine. And you all leave, and you get back to your homes. Sweet, is there anything you want to do now? You had asked the question about backing and whatever. Now that you're alone in your apartment, is there anything you want to do before you go
I
to
think,
sleep?
yeah, I think I probably hit up Breaker.
Okay.
They're an old childhood friend. That's a net runner. They're a confidant of mine. I want to ask about this gang, or at least put it on their radar so that they can scout information for me on the side.
Is Breaker older or younger or
About my age, maybe like a year older.
okay? Okay. I just wanted to know if they were going to be grizzly.
Hmm.
This is they say no, I haven't heard of that group, but it'll be easy enough to find out. I'll
I
get
figured
back
as
to you.
much.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm sorry to ask. I know usually I try to depend on you for more advanced things, but this is something that feels small now, but could pose a bigger problem in the future.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I'll check them out. I'll let you know in a few hours. And why don't you come over in a few days and we'll have lunch or something. We'll hang out. It's been a little while.
It has. Sounds good.
So he logs off. All of you, just so you know, the internet doesn't work the way that it used to. There are land networks in all the large buildings and all the corporations, but they are not hooked up to the outside world. So you have to be at a terminal to access them. There are data pools that are more like the old internet, but they don't have the social, like a lot of the social media stuff that we have now, or connections to any of the corporations. But you can get your news and things like that on that. Each of you has an agent, which is your smartphone, and it is got tons of different things that you can do with it. It's basically your lifeline to everybody else. So you show up at home. Lynx Orchid is waiting there for you, and she's very happy to see you. And then all of a sudden springs back about a foot and goes, what happened? Is that your blood?
We found some new playthings on the street. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
You hear the
I-
sound of Sudsy whistling and like water running as they're spraying off their bat in another room.
Sudsy got a little messy with the new toy.
She goes, well, I'm glad you're okay. And she walks up and gives you a hug, even though you are covered in blood. She doesn't seem, this is probably something she's seen before.
A few times.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can take a shower together to wash the blood off. It's fine.
I was hoping you would say that. The two of you go into the restroom and shut the door behind you. Doc, what are you doing?
I look down at my clothes and I'm like, well, crap. Okay, so I go and I'm gonna go change and wash off and everything, you know.
Do you
I
have
don't want
like
somebody's blood.
I can imagine you almost having like a butcher instead
Apron.
apron on, where it's like this leather apron with like marks all over it that are just disturbing.
When I'm in my operating room, yeah, that's what I'm wearing, but I was out in the street.
It's like, wait a minute, you're a doctor, right? I don't know, maybe. Some days I'm not. All right. Well,
I'm all taking a drag on a cigarette. Sure. Yeah, I'm a doctor. Whatever you want to think. Come on in.
The Midnight Judges.
Midnight Judges.
The Midnight Judges.
Oh,
Dun dun dun. I just thought it sounded cool. All right.
it did.
All right. We'll see you in just a little bit. We're going to say that it's the next day, unless anybody had anything else that they wanted to do the night before. And with you all, I'm going to say the next day probably starts around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a little bit later. You're not really early risers, unless anybody has a specific thing. So I don't think so. Sudsy, you get a basic text over your agent, and it says, hey, this is Downbeat. Can you meet me tonight at Tully's? I might have a job. lined up for us and your friends if you're interested.
Downbeat former.
He's a rocker boy, but you've never been in a band with him before, but you know him from the scene. Okay. Bedmass. All right. Poor Janine, caught off guard.
No, I'm just really good at drowning on dry land. It's my special talent.
Yeah. I've had that problem as well before.
Can't breathe right.
Yeah. So Downbeat says, yeah, I think I have a line on a place that we can easily get some money. Come tonight and I'll give you the details.
No details now. I send back. Question mark.
Not over the agent.
All right, better be with it. I send back. And it's like BTRBWRTH. Like there's no
actual
yeah.
There's no like vowels anywhere, right?
Never bought a vowel in my life.
Never bought a vowel in your life. Okay. And he responds the same way. Of course it is, but he only uses the first letter of each word. So why you're waiting to go and meet Downbeat, is there anything that anybody else wants to do? Nope.
I mean, I imagine I'm working.
Yeah. Like what kind of stuff as a fixer, as my voice cracks, what kind of stuff as a fixer do you think Sweet would be doing during the day?
Have you seen Andor?
No. Oh, well,
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah,
I've
we
seen
have.
part of it, not the whole thing.
So Stellan Skarsgård is in it,
yes.
and he's like a broker of like stuff,
Right.
of fancy stuff. That's kind of Sweet's deal. They have a booth that they sit in at the local kind of barcade. And they're usually there with like big rainbow headphones on, like pink and rainbow headphones like I have.
Right.
And they like kind of just like take inventory of like all the connections they have, look at their little black book, etc., while they're waiting for people to come visit them. Some of their more exclusive and high-end clients have a direct line to them on a specific, like I have an agent that's like implanted, and then I have an agent phone, like on my phone. And I think that the phone is like how my fancier and trusted clients reach me, but like the team reaches me in my internal network.
All right. So you're sitting there doing your normal thing, and suddenly one of your fancy clients pulls up. They usually do contact you. You never have face-to-face. Her name's Rachel, and she gets out of the car. She wears these insanely tall 7-inch heels that are these black, like almost like 20th century 50s pumps, and this like pencil skirt with a white blouse with these black polka dots on it, and it's undone about midway down the shirt, and she has on very expensive necklace and the earrings and the whole 9 yards. And at first you think to yourself, oh shit, why would she come out onto the street like that? But then you see the 4 huge bodyguards that also leave the limo that she's in and position themselves in a way that would dissuade most people who had a brain cell from coming anywhere near her. And she walks up and goes, "Darling, how are you? It's so good to see you. I'm sorry.
Rachel.
I know I don't usually come in person, but I wanted to speak with you face to face."
I do my little double cheek kiss. Yes, hi. It's nice to see you. I'm surprised we wouldn't have touched base before you came all the way over here.
Some things have come up, and my financial situation is at risk, and I want to deal with it before it becomes a real problem. My husband, for some reason, feels that it's okay to leave me and try to take my money with him, and I can't have that happen. I know he's fucking some girl. I don't really care about it, but if I can use it as leverage, I will. And I was kind of hoping that maybe you could help me find out about it. I need somebody that he doesn't really interact with, and I know you know people.
I do. I have a few calls I can make, but I don't. Who would leave you?
An idiot, my friend, an idiot.
So it should be fairly easy to catch.
Probably. But it's not the affair that really bothers me. It's the fact that he thinks that he can walk away with my money. I mean,
yes, that's rather nasty.
He works and I work, and it's complicated. But I could really use a friend.
I appreciate that. And you kind of see her, like, think through what they're about to say. They look around, kind of make sure no one's there, and lean in, kind of confidentially. You know, it is important for us to stick together, as it were, and make sure that our connections are strong at this time. Perhaps for a discounted rate, since money is an issue, I could get the information you need, and you could keep your ear to the ground for me.
Sure. Is 10,000 enough?
10,000 in a favor.
Of course.
There's a local group of thugs, and I know, far below my worry, but I do have a troublesome friend that keeps getting involved in, a bad element. They're a performer. They can't, kind of say no. But I was wondering, could you find out a little bit more about this gang? They wear red and black shirts. They're called... Candace the player has forgotten what they're called.
The Red Crimson, the Red Chrome League. I forgot. Right. The Red Chrome League.
It's pretty like close up in our Discord, which is where I've been pulling it from. So
the Red Chrome League, they've been cleaning the streets, so to speak, which, of course, if they cleaned themselves up, it wouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately, they seem to be cleaning average citizens just for, not being correct.
Well, that won't do. I mean, we can definitely work out a deal, I believe. I can see what I can find out. You're saying that they are possibly a little bit better funded? Is that your concern than the average gang on the street?
They do seem to not be lacking in any credits whatsoever. They have a uniform, first of all, which means that they must be at least a little bit official. And in addition to that, they talk back more than your average thug.
Always thought it was really stupid for criminals to have trademarks. Anyway, it's a good way to get caught. All right, I'll do what I can. You do what you can, and I will put the credits in your account, as usual.
Thank you. I appreciate this transaction, and I look forward to making things a little bit easier for you.
Thank you. She walks back, and even though the street is uneven and whatever, she glides back on these 7-inch heels of hers and gets into the limo, and they go off. Now, 10 grand in credits is a lot, actually. That's a good amount of money, which automatically, as a fixer, makes the red flags just go off everywhere.
I wait for her packet. Like, the way that I imagine my fixer works is we agree to the deal, we agree to the terms, they tell me what they need or what they're looking for, and then they send me a packet of information that I can use to then find whatever it is that they need. So I'm just kind of patiently waiting for the details that have not yet been divulged.
Yes, absolutely. I was laughing at the 7-inch heels in chat. So yeah, that's absolutely, and she'll probably get it to you tomorrow, more than likely. It takes her a little while. It all depends on how quickly her husband's actually moving to make all this happen. So the rest of the day, unless there's anything else, goes by without a hitch for anyone. I'm imagining Sudsy's probably working on their song as the day
New
goes
song.
throughout.
It's loud as hell. They're using basically a loop to record it and get it all done. And then
Lynx, sorry, I thought you were.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say Lynx is sitting on the roof to avoid the noise.
And you all are pretty far up in the stack. Like there are all of these basic what are the
You said shipping containers?
shipping containers, and my brain just fucking went. So a bunch of shipping containers stacked on each other with these ladders up to the different levels. And so
Yeah, the containers on either side
Are
of the
just
one that I'm
vibrating.
occupying. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you've ever lived in an apartment with thin walls and everybody's playing music at the same time and they're all at different tempos, and it's just you kind of you get to a point where you can just hear your stuff and kind of not listen to everything else going on. But Lynx, you and Orchid are up at the top, sitting there looking out over Haywood, and she goes, "It's nice up here. It's really
Yeah.
nice."
It's a view. I suppose it's as good of a view as we can expect in this area.
I worry about how negative you are sometimes.
Oh, you know,
I
you're about
don't-
the only thing I have left to be positive about anymore.
Oh, life is what you make it, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just happy to be here with you.
I'm happy you're here too.
Are you
You
going
make
out?
life pretty great.
Thank you. Are you going out again tonight?
I suppose if I'm made to, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You could join us at whatever bar that we get dragged to.
Telly's?
Well, you know,
Yeah.
I think they want Sudsy to play their music. I think that's what they're working on right now.
What do you think of Sudsy's music? Honestly,
Mm.
pretend like she's not here right
1,
now.
2, fuck you! From downstairs.
I appreciate their enthusiasm. No, they've got a lot of talent. They're just very loud. It's kind of hard to keep an eye and ear out for trouble.
When you have tinnitus, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or titinus. Orchid goes, no, I agree with you. I think that, I don't know, punk is one of those hard things. If they rein in their sound too much, they lose that edge that everybody on the street likes them for, and they become corporate. But, you know, sometimes you want to hear what the vocals are actually saying. So it's this delicate balance.
Oh, I don't think hearing them is a problem. Understanding maybe.
Correct,
but-
yes. You're absolutely right, dear. The understanding is the difficult part.
But yes, no, you could join us. Get a little booze in you.
I don't need booze around you.
I know.
All right. So, Doc, during the day, what are you doing?
I'm taking patients, for minor stuff, and I kind of have a little clinic going. The bigger paying jobs are always going to be coming from Suite, because fixers
Right.
got to fix. But the smaller jobs, like for the locals, my kid has a cold, my foot blew off, stuff like that.
Yeah, mainly. And here's a question, I guess, for Suite in particular. Do you hide your bigger clients that are bougie as fuck from your sister?
Absolutely. I hide my entire client list from everyone except
Yeah.
for the people that I trust. Partially because I prefer the privacy, but partially to protect them as well. Like, that's why even talking to Rachel, I wasn't like, oh, my sibling. I was like, I have a friend that gets involved in stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I try to keep them completely separate as much as I can.
And every once in a while, some of exec will come to you and be like, hey, I got this thing. I need a doctor that's not part of the trauma.
Oh, yeah. Then
people.
I outsource.
Okay.
If someone needs a band to play their party, I've got to hook up. If somebody needs
Right.
someone
Okay, good.
taken out, wink.
Wink, wink. Suddenly Lynx appears
Yeah.
with her
My
Woofers.
clients think that I have a team but it's really just me and like one shadowy person making decisions.
Right, exactly. So there's this guy, his name's Gearbox. He's a nomad, and he's probably 6'7" and 5'8", so he's very tall and very wide. And he's got dark skin and no hair, bald, and a goatee. And he is constantly coming into your clinic with, he cut his hand accidentally with working on an engine, dropped a fucking car on his foot, something. And he comes
What was
in.
his name again?
Gearbox. Hey, Doc.
What's it this time?
It's my arm. I thought I could pick something up, and it was a little heavier, and I think I fucked it up a little bit. I should have used my cyber arm, but I didn't.
I know. What are you thinking? You've got the cyber arm. I put it in for you 2 years ago.
I know.
It works great.
It does. I don't want to like get it dirty. Look at the chrome on it. It's nice.
Put a glove over it.
I didn't think about that.
Well, now you do. Come on over. Let's take a look. So I start taking a look at his arm.
It's basically a strained muscle and you look down and you notice that his elbow is popped out of the socket.
Ooh. Okay, so dislocated elbow, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, okay, let's do something. And I just like kind of hold his arm out straight. And I go,
is this going to hurt?
Okay, of course not.
Okay.
And I say, I'm just going to count to 3. All right. 1, yank.
Why? I should always know that you're not going to tell me the truth. Fuck.
If I had, you would have tensed up and it would have made it 10 times worse.
Ow. God damn. This is a first aid roll. Do me a first aid roll. You want to beat a 13.
Okay. 16.
All right. So he goes, okay. So
and I like put him in a sling, ice him up, give him some painkillers,
thanks,
anti-inflammatories. Gearbox, be careful.
I try. It's just I'm all thumbs, I think, or pinkies or whatever.
Just be careful. Let's put a glove on the other arm. Use only that for a couple weeks, and then come back and see me, and I'll take a look at it.
All right. Here's, and he gives you 50 creds. So here's what I got right now.
That's more than enough.
All right. So he leaves. And if there's nothing else, I'm going to jump forward to Tully's tonight. Okay, cool. So Sudsy feels pretty confident about their song, and you all meet up at Tully's, and Gearbox, Downbeat's there. He is a Indian man, probably 23, and is usually dressed in very like traditional clothes with, beautiful colors and gold and everything else. So he definitely dresses always like he's about to go on stage. And he is known for bass and for DJing and this kind of things. A lot of electronic music, which is one of the reasons why you haven't really done much with him. You've talked with him a few times, and he seems like an okay guy, but not really the same punk scene that you're into, Sudsy. And you all sit around the table. Orchid is drinking a beer with Tully while you all are having this conversation. And he goes, so I found out about a money stash for this bunch of extremists. And
hold it.
What?
Name
Of the extremist? The Inquisitioners. Now, you've heard about these people before. Yeah. The Inquisitioners believe that cyberware is an affront to God, and they are extremist. They will attack people and rip out their cyberware if they have an opportunity to. and they are always trying to convert as many people as possible to this particular ideology. And he goes, look, Inquisitioners, they've got a place, the stash house, where they go and they drop off money every night at 2 a.m. And then, I'm wrong. No, 12 at night. And
I'm sorry.
Then somebody comes by and picks up the stash at 2. So there's 2 hours that there's nobody there. If we can break in and take their stash.
I'm
seems
sorry,
like-
where are you getting your intel? Because 2 hours, unguarded money.
I can't tell you where I'm getting my intel.
No, you sure it's 12 to 2? You seem a little uncertain there, bud.
Look, I took a couple things before I came in, but I'm sure
Ah.
it's 12 to 2.
Smart, you come in to give information about a job.
Look at where you're at, and you're telling me you drink one of these things that can bust out of your stomach.
Don't drink on the job then.
Anyway, do you want to at least go stake it out with me to make sure that the info's right?
Oh, absolutely. Just don't get me fucking killed, yeah?
I'm not trying to get you fucking killed. And look at you. You got a bat. I'm not going to kill you. I doubt anybody else can. And you drink here. You have to have some kind of immunity to everything.
Yeah, you'd be right about that.
Just poison.
Yeah. And I think Sweet is immune to like any noxious fumes or whatever, because is Sweet the one with the nostril filters? Who has
Unfortunately, no.
I think one of you has nostril. Oh, that's you. Okay, Doc. All right. So, yeah, he tells you a little bit more, and throughout, he basically has a fixer friend. Sweet, you know this guy, and he's not the caliber of fixer that you are.
Who is?
Yeah, exactly. He is not at your level for sure. Oh, by the way, everybody, I want you to take, you're going to get a level 1 to your reputation for what you were able to do for Sherry Pop and, why am I blanking again? Starts with an A.
Angelo.
Jesus. And Angelo, they have been telling their friends on the street what you have done. And so the local area kind of has gotten word that you helped them out. And so there are people that are impressed with that.
Where is that?
Second page.
Yeah, reputation's on the
Oh.
second page.
Okay, so as of right now, I have 1 total.
1 total, yeah.
Okay.
You start off the game with 0 and then you build your way up, basically.
Am I allowed to argue for 1 additional point because I'm a really good fixer?
Oh, this group, I swear to God. Yes, go ahead. You want to argue about this?
No
And
arguments.
Go
Only
ahead.
winning.
You know what? I'm gonna say no. You prove. See, look, it's the dimples. It's always
No!
the dimples.
They're the
But
best
I am-
fixer you've ever
I
seen.
am well known in these streets, though.
They do this little thing where they put their hand here and they do the dimples, and then so he's like, "Oh, please."
I'm just saying, I have a good reason.
What's your
And this-
reason?
Because I'm a fantastic fixer, so much so that my clients feel safe coming to visit me in public places.
I tell you what, if you help Rachel and you are able to solve that problem, I will give you a bonus point. I think that's fair.
All right.
All right.
I was going to argue that all of us should have 1 point because of the cool things we've done, but that's fine.
I just gave you all a point for the cool things that you did.
For this thing. I mean, Michelle's been out there saving lives of stupid men who won't use their cybernetics. Just saying.
Look how shiny it is.
Chat, what do you think? I'm being beat up here. Tell me if you think that this group has done cool enough stuff to get a bonus point.
Listen, there's no cooler position than being the drummer and lead singer at the same time in your own band. So
This is what I'm saying.
look
You're
at
in high
how cool
demand.
they look.
Yeah.
we all look very fucking
I don't
cool.
know. I don't think anyone looked at Never mind.
Bowman says yes, and I have it in good authority that Bowman has the utmost fantasticness and taste.
It's true. Men are stupid. That's a point.
It's worth a
See?
point.
Yeah. especially sick ones.
It's true.
Doc's a legend.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yes, in my own mind.
I am incredibly soft, obviously, to let this happen. But I will let you all have your bonus point.
Ha
Thanks, Wes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks, chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bowman.
Thanks for backing us up.
All right. So the place that they're saying that this money is over in South Night City. And he's like, yeah, we can go over there either tonight or tomorrow night, whenever, and we can stake it out and see if everything's the way it's supposed to be, and then we can hit the place the next day or whenever.
Let's get this over with as quickly as possible, yeah?
All right. Now, obviously, Orchid isn't going to go on this particular part. She's not really interested in pulling jobs like this. So she says, I'm going to head home. Lynx, I know you guys have a late night in front of you.
Yeah. Be safe, okay?
I will.
Don't talk to strangers.
Not anymore. She kisses you on the cheek and heads out the door. All right. So you all head over to South Night City. This place is... Before the war, it was doing okay. Now it has become kind of like where you're from. A lot of homeless people trying to eking out a living on the streets, a lot of tent cities, that kind of thing, and a lot of industrial buildings that have been abandoned, warehouses that are empty. And you do see a lot of... markings on like graffiti all over the walls that say things like God is pure, your vessel is meant to stay pure, don't get cyberware, that kind of thing. They need to work on their messaging. So that kind of thing. But as you're rolling through the streets, you come up to the building. And it looks like this particular building looks like it's in better shape than the buildings that are around it. And it just says Temple of Flesh on the front of it.
That sounds sexy.
It does, but it's probably not. It's a bait and switch.
I mean, to Lynx, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't judge.
You show up in fetish wear and it's like, God damn it, this isn't what I came here for.
We don't kink shame here. Oh,
Damn
it is what I came here for. I am very
Yes.
They're all like, anyway, that's serious. Okay, so there are tons of burned out buildings around it. And Downbeat says, look, where do you want to set up to watch this place for the next couple hours?
We need to get the high ground.
So if they drop this thing off, we're just going to go in, or are we going to wait until tomorrow to hit it?
We're watching to make sure that there's nobody else in there. Nobody else comes by. Make sure it's actually empty. That sounds like a crock of shit to me. So, if.
Oh, all right. I'll take, you
Here
know,
she comes.
we'll figure this all out. Oh,
She was about to do a jumper.
Oh.
Well, we're very pro animal here on 12-sided, so that's fine. We have lots of cats and dogs.
Do not hop on the keyboard, please.
That's our favorite place.
Mhm.
So you all get basically posted up in one of the nearby buildings, and midnight comes around and a car, this old junker, comes rolling up. It's kind of like if you've ever seen Escape from New York. It's one of these really old, like Lincoln Continental cars with like pieces of it missing. But the sides have all of these like crosses and stuff on them. And these 5 Inquisition guys jump out. I keep saying guys, but we're going to say they're mixed. There's a couple of different types of people that jump out. It's so easy to say that all mooks are these dudes we don't know their names of.
Yeah.
But no. So this group jumps out, and they are dressed in tattered robes, like almost like monks from orders that have taken extreme vows of poverty. And they come out, and it is a bit weird to see somebody with no cyberware at all, no tattoos, no frilly anything. It is weird. It's not something you see every day. And they open up the trunk, and they pull out this big box, and two of them have to carry it together inside. And Downbeat goes, look, that's the money. Being quiet.
You sure that's money in there?
I'm positive. What else would it be?
A lot of things.
Well, anything that's in there can turn into money, I'm sure, right? One of them stops real fast by the door, kind of looks around.
I like push Downbeat's head down.
Okay. Then they go inside. Sorry, Jesus. Sorry.
We don't know where this money's coming from. We need to make sure that we're not pissing off anybody other than these fucks.
It literally could be anything. Lynx is right. It may not be money. For all we know, it's burlap.
Or body parts.
Body parts can be sold.
Burlap's not that heavy.
Designer burlap?
Shh.
Sorry.
Ooh, leather.
Were they saying anything when they were out there?
No. They were very quiet. Each of them seemed to have a job. Get the door open, watch the street, everything else. But they were oddly quiet.
Mm. Do we see any like cameras or surveillance on the building looking in any direction?
Let me check real quick. I feel like all of you could probably give me a awareness. Let's see. Let's say a perception roll. So go ahead and roll a d10, everybody, because you're all looking around, and add your perception space to it.
So not human perception, but
it's under awareness skills. It's at the very top.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
14.
Concentration? Oh,
No,
perception.
perception.
Okay.
Perception. So
11.
14, 11,
17.
12,
Oh.
17. So
Damn.
Sudsy and Sweet, you definitely notice that they've got, though they're driving a shipmobile and have on not the greatest clothes, they seem to have a decent security system with some cameras up there and possibly a couple of unmanned turrets hidden among the top. They're hidden on top of it. So
Wonder
You said
Woman.
unmanned?
unmanned, yeah.
Okay.
They're probably, from what you know as a solo Lynx, a lot of times they will set up security systems that if you break the security system, the turrets will turn on and start firing at any targets that are on the ground.
Okay.
So you see there and there, they've got the turrets. I think we're going to have to take out the cameras. We might need someone to turn off this system safely before we can get in there.
Oh, man. A few
I mean,
minutes later,
turrets tell me it's something more than burlap.
right then the door opens. All of the people come out. I'm going to be quiet. Fuck, don't touch my hair done. And the people come out and they look around and they get in the car and they drive off. They say, see, there's nobody there.
Yeah, except the fucking security system.
Look, we can come back tomorrow, right? You know people, right? They can get us past the security system. We get in there. We get whatever the fucking Ark of the Covenant or whatever the fuck they're putting in there and we sell it.
I'm not stealing shit until you tell me who it came from. We've already got our own problems that we're dealing with.
He did. He told you that it was through that it was a fixer friend of his that Sweet knows. That's
okay.
not the greatest fixer. So that's why it's a little dubious. Because obviously they didn't do a lot of research. They knew that this was happening, but they didn't know about the security system.
Well, Might as well stick around and see who picks him up then.
All right. So a couple of hours go by, and a different truck, probably like a large Ford smashed together with a Toyota or something like that, rolls up. And this time it's two women who are dressed very like, they're not dressed like they're going to a fancy party or macaroni. That's a callback to something else. But they are dressed nicely, and they're not wearing the same garb as the others were. And he's like, who do you think they are?
And are the women, do they have cybernetics or tattoos?
From what you can tell from your vantage point, no, you don't see any. And one of them is looks like she's East Asian, so probably from Japan. And the other is European, so white with blonde hair. But they are dressed in a way that makes you think that either they're part of the upper part of this, maybe they're the leaders or something like that, or there's something weird going on with these two.
Do I recognize anything about them that I might have seen, like in my dealings with the upper crust?
Well, I mean, you've got your little black book. Let's see. How much do you have in Streetwise?
Streetwise, I just had it. I have
And
12.
Okay.
Base of 12.
So yeah, you start like.
I've also got business.
All right. Well, let's do business. That makes more sense to me. These two would probably be something along the business end. So roll a d10. Now. Serious game, Janine.
So serious. 18.
No laughing. 18. Okay. Yeah, one of them, is connected to a corp, but you're not sure which one. You can't remember, but they're not. They're out of place here, and you think about it pretty hard. And you remember that they might be connected with a company called Ziggurat. And Ziggurat does a lot of systems, and they put a lot of electronics and things into different places, do mail services, things like that, communication stuff. And they came out of the war pretty unscathed, and they've been kind of doing a lot of work around. And these two go right in. And when they go in, you can hear the whine of the turrets as they're typing in a code at the door. And Downbeat goes, should we get that code? All right.
That was going to be my next question. Who has the best vision?
I would say Lynx is probably the one best suited for this particular thing because of her, scope or whatever.
I was about to say, overall, my perception seems to be on the lower end of you all, but I do have a scope on my gun, yeah.
Yeah, so that would probably, I'm going to give you a +6 to your, I'm going to say your concentration, so you get an 8 altogether, and you need to beat a 13.
Wait, I get an 8 altogether?
And then you roll a d10.
But my base for concentration with my stat and level is 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. So your bonus then is going to be a +6.
Okay. So 11.
So unless you completely fail, unless you roll a 1, you get it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I rolled a 20. So
all right, cool. You're fine. So yeah, you jot down the number that they put into the code. They go inside. And a few moments later, they come out with this bag. It's not the same thing that was taken in. They throw it into their car and they drive off. And
like a duffel bag?
Yeah, like a duffel bag.
Was it bigger than the size of the box?
About the same. And Downbeat goes, all right, cool. Should we go now? I mean, there's no one there, right? I mean,
we only know went in and came out. We don't know who's been hanging out in there. We do have the code though. Thanks for that, Lynx.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember, did we spy cameras around the
Yes.
building?
Yeah,
Okay,
there are
okay.
cameras. There's definitely an electrical system going on. And now that you know that Ziggurat is involved, you know where they're probably getting their tech from.
I
Well-
wouldn't recommend going in right now.
It doesn't feel right.
Sweets, any of your mates able to fix a system like this from Ziggurat?
Maybe, but it wouldn't be quiet. We'd have to probably disturb some feathers in order to get what we needed out of this.
I don't even know what it is we need out of this. I suppose it's information at this point.
Okay, so we'll come back tomorrow, right? We got to find out what's in there. Okay, 2 days. Jesus. Sudsy.
We've got to make sure the coast is clear. It's not safe to just rush in. I mean,
You are the most careful punk I've ever met.
I mean, safety and
And-
all that, but I've got my own shit going on right now.
I mean,
Like I said.
what happened to 1-2 fuck you? Like, okay, look.
You seem a little too eager to get shot up.
seriously.
I kind of need some money. I get
Don't
it.
we all?
There
I get
it
it.
is.
All right. Well, of course, there it is. What, you're independently wealthy?
No, but I'm not willing to like go in half-assed to find out if there's even something in there worth taking.
Especially when we're already working on a job of our own. We'll help you with this.
All right. You get in
Don't be
touch.
such a fucking prick. Don't ever ask about my colors again. I'll push you off the side of this fucking building.
Calm down.
And make
calm
sure
down.
you wait for us, because all the money in the world isn't going to do you a lot of good if you're
I
dead.
can't get in there. Yeah, exactly. No, I'll wait for you. You just tell me when you're ready and you give me a call. All right.
If you're lucky.
You can't cut me out of the deal. I brought you here.
You
No.
just said you can't do this by yourself, so maybe try being a little less pushy and you'll be included.
You all are rude. Just rude.
Now that's your fucking punk. And I like smack him as I'm like walking away from this situation.
All right. So you all head back to the apartments. And Lynx, Doc, Sudsy, when you get back to your place, you notice your door has been ripped open off the hinges, and it seems like something has happened.
Your girl in there.
She's supposed to be. I'm gonna panic run in. Orchid?
I pull out
Orchid?
my heavy pistol.
The whole place is torn apart. There's obviously been a big fight in here. Orchid's gone. And that's where we're going to stop this episode.
Oh,
of
no.
Midnight
Wes!
Oh no!
Soldiers.
We will be searching everything when we get back here.
We like
Every
Orchid.
nook and cranny.
Yes, the Tomlish English muffin of searches. So thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our first episode. Yeah, I love all the looks that I'm getting for that cliffhanger, but you know, I do what I do. So next week we will be back with episode 2. So please join us. Let's find out where all of these wonderful people are, and so you can go and check out their other stuff. Let's start with Janine.
Hello, my name is Janine. I have been Sudsy this evening. You can find me on Twitter at justxj9. Today, actually, I had a podcast interview release with Secret Nerd Pod. So go anywhere that you listen to your podcasts and listen to me talk about the time that I played football to be spiteful, and other nerdy things.
I love it. I love it. Candace.
Hi, Candace the Magnificent. I have been sweet. You can find me at that Candace Girl, CANDACE, on Twitter, at Candace the Magnificent, pretty much everywhere else. I do stream, but I'm terrible at doing so. So just look at Twitter. You can find me on Crossroads Gaming. Over at YouTube. There's a few premieres going live with my stuff soon. You can find me every Monday this month over at Total Party Chill. And then you can also find me every single Wednesday on Bookhound Bounty Hunters, which is a 12-sided stories podcast. I play Leo De Silvo, a duelist, and it is not to be missed. If you like juicy Italian Renaissance action with monsters. checks out.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Michelle.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and to build on that, you can listen to Bookhounds and yes, juicy Renaissance action with monsters con queso, and it's a lot of fun. You guys are in for a really, really, really big treat. You can find me on the socials at Mashulu, and you can find my music and Wes's amazing sound effects if you subscribe to the Plate Mail Games catalog through Battle Bards.
And the most jilted right now, Chrissy.
Hi, I'm Chrissy. You can find me on the internet as Chrissy in Color, and in real life, you can find me going to buy a plane ticket so I can go to California and kick Wes's ass.
It's really great to see you, Chrissy. No.
I'll be down. Kick his ass. I'll take you to dinner.
Wonderful. Awesome. That
The
sounds
things
like
I
a
do to get my
great.
friends to come across the country.
Oh, I see. It's a secret plot. Okay.
It's a secret plot, yeah.
But yeah, you can find me on most of the internet spaces as Chrissy in Color. That's Twitter, that's Twitch, that's Instagram, that's Tumblr, I think, that's TikTok, that's all the spaces with all my faces. And project-wise, I'm here every Tuesday. I'm part of the Etherlog podcast. We drop that on Tuesdays. Typically, we've been taking a little bit of a break. I think we're back. And then I also, you'll find me in a few Crossroads Games stuff on their YouTube, and hopefully more to come soon. And then I have a couple other things that I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about coming up, so I'm just gonna shut my mouth for once. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Oh, you know how many times I've messed that up? Like, you know you have an NDA. Shit. Oh, sorry.
Oh, whoop.
My name is Wes Otis. You can find me on Twitter at Plate Mail Games. You can find all of our links below. We have a podcast and that we do. Bookhound Bounty Hunters is out right now, but we have a ton of shows on there. Call of Cthulhu. We have Vampire the Masquerade. We have a lot of stuff reaching back 5 years of, I think we're at like 200 episodes. So if you like fully produced podcasts, check that out. And plus you can check out our YouTube channel, 12 Side Stories, if you want to watch our older streams. So things like The Blood We Spill and Operation Ice Pick, which we just finished. And there's just a lot of stuff on there that you can dig into while you wait for next week to find out what I could have done to poor Orchid. Anyway, until then, we will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us. And have a great week. Bye, everybody.